It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here on the peninsula as we come to you live from CSM Baseball Field here in San Mateo, California for some coverage of some California Collegiate League baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. As once again, we have a matchup between two foes based here on the peninsula as the San Francisco Seagulls making the trip back down from San Bruno come back here to San Mateo to take on your Menlo Park Legends. And hello again, everybody. It's Philip Hall back on the call. Happy to be with you on this Saturday afternoon. Glad you could join us here for some baseball as the San Francisco Seagulls return to San Mateo for their final matchup against the Legends until they see them again on July 5th. Including the two losses against Menlo Park early this week, they fell twice to the Walnut Creek Crawdads in a home-and-home two-game series as the Seagulls, who had a 15-18 record last summer, are 3 losses away from tying their season high in losses compared to their performance in the club's inaugural season in the California Collegiate League. The Seagulls have not favored well against the Legends so far this season, having a 1-3 record against them in the season series. They look to snap their 4-game losing streak with a weekend win against the Legends, who are also trying to get back on the winning track themselves. After winning 2 straight against the Seagulls here at home earlier this week, the Legends fell last night to their unfriendly neighbor in wine country in a 5-1 defeat to the Stompers, who are third in the CCL North standings. The Legends are now 1-5 this season against Sonoma, who they will see again tomorrow afternoon back at Arnold Park, as Joseph Lee had to settle for another no decision in his start last night, going 5 1/3 innings with 6 strikeouts and only 1 run and 2 hits given up. The third start of the summer for the Sanford Bulldog was another quality outing that didn't pan out too much after Sam Young came in relief and allowed 3 stompers to cross home plate and was handed the loss. Will Anderson, however, will get his bat going at the plate with a 2-for-4 performance, while Dane Mose went 1-for-4, scoring the lone run for Menlo Park. The hitting would struggle in trying to produce runs as 9 runners were left on base last night. However, the Legends have been playing .500 baseball the majority of June going into July and are 5-5 in their last 10 games. Looking to go for their 3rd straight win versus the Seagulls, who carry the worst record in the CCL, still trying to stay in the playoff picture. The Legends only sit 3.5 games out of first in the CCL North, with much parity expected to occur over the next month. The Legends would need a 3rd or 2nd place finish at best to play in the wildcard round, or a 1st place finish to earn a first round bye and home field advantage. Getting the ball for them today is Quinn Robertson, coming in with a 3.38 ERA in 3 starts. In his last outing, he went 5 innings, only allowing 2 runs against the Stompers on June 21st. But also for the Legends, there have been some roster changes that have occurred in the past few days as of June 25th, with trades happening between them and the Seagulls, with pitcher Alan Gaber going to the Seagulls for Will Pyers, with the trade still pending but reported via a point streak. And the Legends also receive a catcher from the Orange County Riptide and Mitchell Birdsell. But also to note as well, if you missed the last broadcast, we actually made a note alerting everybody that star pitcher Ray Hernandez, who came from Utah Valley, who had a solid month with the Legends, has actually been relieved from the team due to personal reasons that we don't really have accurate reports on. But Ray Hernandez did leave the team as of this week to go back home to Utah, but nothing concrete to be reported, but all we know that he's no longer with the Legends. And the same could be said for strong bat TJ Smallsley, who also left the team on his own behalf. Again, nothing reported accurately as far as what the circumstances were, but the Legends lose a big arm and a big bat in their lineup, having to look for production from other places, but they're going to hope to get it from some of the bats that have been performing well so far this season, such as James Bose, Will Anderson, Tucker Beal, and Quincy Villa, who have been some of the solid producers on the Legends offense for the season. But also to report some exciting news as far as the Legends and where they will be playing next. There have been 6 Legends who have committed to play at the Division I level this summer. most who played at the JUCO level, with recent commits including Emilio Feliciano, who announced this week that he'll be going to Coppin State to play in the MEAC conference. Diego Menjivar, who actually announced his commitment on the air with us after a solid outing that he had last week, will be going to Bradley to play in the Missouri Valley Conference next season after having 2 solid seasons at Ohlone on the mound under the tutelage of their pitching coach at Ohlone, as well as their head coach this summer for Menlo Park, Nick Sanzeri. And also James Bose, the star player for the Legends at the moment, has committed to Santa Clara in the West Coast Conference by way of the transfer portal. So definitely a lot of exciting news coming out of the Legends camp as far as just player movement, player successes, and player achievements that we're happy to report on as the Legends look to continue to provide great opportunities for their players this summer. And also to note, the California Collegiate League All-Star Showcase game being played at the MLB Youth Academy in Compton, California is just around the corner on July 16th. For the Legends players who have a good shot at getting picked, it will be an opportunity for them to play against the league's best and be evaluated in front of MLB scouts who will be in attendance for the game's player combine hosted by USA Baseball and MLB's Prospect Development Pipeline. The timing couldn't be any perfect as the festivities of the showcase game coincide with the 2025 MLB Draft, which begins the Sunday on the week of the All-Star break. There will also be a home run derby that takes place as well. So as far as predictions for possible Legends players who could be getting the invite to play in the CCL All-Star game, James Bose could be a front runner as far as voting is concerned from the committee. And also a guy that we could throw in there as well could be Quincy Villa, as Villa coming in as the league leader in stolen bases in the CCL with 17 coming into today. So possibility that we could have 2 representatives from the Legends playing down in Compton a few weeks from now. But this is a lot similar to how it's been with the Major League Baseball landscape, where all-star voting has been widespread amongst baseball fans worldwide. As this week they announced the finalists for both the American League and the National League as far as who's going to be who could possibly be playing in the All-Star game down in Atlanta a few weeks from now. But it's set to be a good afternoon of baseball all across, as, again, we're happy that you could join us for it, as we're going to be ready handing out the starting lineups. You can see the coaches are both at home plate meeting up with the umpires to talk pregame. But we're happy to be with you on this Saturday afternoon, a beautiful, gorgeous Saturday afternoon here on the peninsula, just a few minutes south of San Francisco, where I'm sure there's a lot of activity happening on this Saturday in late June. But when we come back, we will have the starting lineup and the first pitch for you, as we'll have another bout of California Collegiate League baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream, as it will be the San Francisco Seagulls and the Menlo Park Legends right here in just a moment. We'll be back in a few minutes with the starting lineup and the first pitch. Welcome back, Legends fans, as we're about to get ready for our first pitch here in San Mateo for this Saturday afternoon coverage of Menlo Park Legends baseball, as it's once again the San Francisco Seagulls coming back here to San Mateo to take on your Legends. And welcome back. It's Philip Hall back on the call. Happy to be back with you on this Saturday afternoon, and let's hope that it's a quick one because we got some folks that got some stuff to go do later on today, as we're going to give you the starting lineup for the Seagulls, as leading off playing center field, Mac Gavilan. Batting second, Miles Collinger playing left field. Jake Brewer in the third spot playing third base. Derek Waldvogel at first base batting cleanup. Carson Chavez behind the dish at catcher. Finn Whalen is today's designated hitter. Alan Ramirez at second base batting seventh. Jackson Landry playing right field batting eighth. And Thomas Marr playing shortstop rounding out the order at 9. And getting the ball, and this one will be Quinn Robertson. Quinn Robertson currently has logged the most innings pitched for the Legends so far this summer, as if you combine it with last night's starter for the Legends and Joseph Lee, they both combined for over 27 innings pitched as a duo. Quinn Robertson hailing from Arizona, where he attends South Mountain Community College. So he delivers a first pitch ball inside to Gavilan. First pitch is at 12:51 p.m. We actually had this game initially set as a 1 p.m. start, but the umpires wanted to get things going a little bit earlier today. As our umpires for today behind home plate once again is David Lee. Over at first base, Tyson Rafferty. At third base, we got Gus Cardova. It's David Lee, like probably a lot of people on this Saturday afternoon, is headed to a concert after his work here today. Ground ball over to third, picked up there, throw on the first in time for out number 1. Carter Bleeker with the put out to start off the ball game. Give you the defensive assignment for the Legends in this one, as starting out in the outfield, Emilio Feliciano, the recent Coppin State commit, is in left field. Quincy Villa playing center field. Charlie Degler is in right. Carter Bleeker over at third base, Tucker Bill at shortstop, Austin Rabago at second base, Will Anderson at first, and Ryan Cartwright in the squat behind the dish. The first pitch strike from Robertson onto Miles Collinger. Last time that the Seagulls came to face the Legends was back on Wednesday night, where the Legends were able to beat them 6-3 to complete a 2-game sweep against them. It's another ground ball over to Bleeker, playing it routinely, throws just a little bit high, but Will Anderson able to jump up with it and make the catch and put the tag on him, but probably just need to put his foot on the bag for it. 2 out here in the first. Here comes Jake Brewer now. Step in here for the Seagulls with 2 away in the first. Already a good start here for Quinn Robertson on the afternoon. So the first pitch ball is missing low. Jake Brewer currently is tied with the league lead in hits and is batting .393 on the summer in 17 games. He's also totaled for 9 recorded multi-hit games, has a .457 on-base percentage and a .916 OPS. Actually still uncommitted. He plays JUCO ball at Kenyatta, just down the road in Redwood City. He's actually an all-conference player in the Coast Conference this past season. Here comes the 2-1 from Robertson. Brewer thought about it, instead held up. Count is now 3-1 for him. Where the Seagulls being led by head coach Ryan Davis, currently in their second season in the California Collegiate League, but they're in their 12th season in operation overall. So they were founded back in 2003. It was founded by Doug Price and Mark Caviglia. Payoff from 11 walks on the season and 7 strikeouts. So he's going to see Derek Waldvogel. Waldvogel, usually an outfielder, he's playing first base today. 0-1 runs high and in as he had to get out of the way of that one. For the Seagulls, they come in with the worst record in the CCL at the moment, currently 4-15 on the season, sitting in the basement of the CCL North. Runner's going to take off, throw from Cartwright behind the plate, a little bit off as Rabago was nowhere near the bag to try to put the tag on Brewer. So it's going to be a stolen base for him. Count is 2-1 on Derek Waldvogel. Robertson taking double takes to second. Misses high with the breaking ball there. Count goes to 3-1. Robertson could get the fastball out to about the mid-80s. He still is in development, wrapping up 1 year of JUCO ball. And another hit by pitch allowed by him. So Waldvogel's going to head on over to first. So now it's first and second, still 2 out.
Now batting, Carson Chavez.
Here comes the fifth hitter of this inning, Carson Chavez. Last time the Legends saw Carson Chavez play a full game starting, he went 2 for 4. Looks at a first pitch strike from Robertson. Hopefully he can put together a few good pitches to get out of this inning. It's Carson Chavez, set to be an incoming junior, playing all the way in New York City at Fordham. He wrapped up his sophomore season there, playing only in 16 games, starting in 14 of them. But he batted .278 in his appearances. There's a ground ball hit over the short. Beal with the high throw, but just a little bit high for Anderson to reach and retire to side to make the grab. Well, 2 runners left on here in the top half of the first. Nothing doing for the Seagulls, however. We'll go to the bottom half where the Legends will get their first ups here on this Saturday afternoon in San Mateo, where you are tuned into Menlo Park Legends baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. Back here for the bottom of the first, as the Legends will get their first ups on the afternoon against the Seagulls, as the starting lineup will go like this with Charlie Degler batting first, playing right field today. Tucker Beal batting second at short. James Bose in the DH spot, hitting third. Currently a front runner who could possibly get an invite to the CCL All-Star game a few weeks from now. Will Anderson will bat cleanup. Austin Rabago at second base today, batting fifth. Carter Bleeker playing third, batting sixth. Emilio Feliciano bats seventh. Ryan Cartwright batting eighth. And Quincy Villa rounding out the order in the 9-hole. And on the mound for the Seagulls will be Logan Wenzel. Winslow is an incoming senior at St. Peter's, another East Coast college guy, as he hails from Middletown, Connecticut. First pitch to Degler, runs inside for a ball. Now this is high 2-0. Degler hasn't really been seeing much action on the year so far, but whenever he is in the lineup, he can produce. He's more of like a contact guy than he is a power guy, but he can give you some nice speed on the base pass as well as also some solid defense in the outfield. There's going to be a 4-pitch walk to start the bottom half for the Legends, as Degler already off to a good start on the day. As Degler, in just 10 games played on the summer, he has a .316 batting average. There's also 2 RBIs to go with it. Here comes Tucker Beal. So he'll step in. He looks at strike 1 on the fastball. Tucker Beal, last game against the Seagulls on Wednesday, he had a 2 RBI triple of the future Akron Zip. Having a few good games lately at the plate. He's also been defending well, keeping the defense sharp over there at the shortstop spot for Menlo Park. Has a count on him 1-1. Of course, Tucker Beal always, before every game, giving me his handshake. Ask me how my day's going. As taking off for first and getting in there safely is Degler. And, man, that was a close play there. See Alan Ramirez run over to cover the bag on the throw from Chavez behind the plate, but the throw was in there just a little bit late. However, it is a ball that was called on that pitch, so the count is 2 balls and 1 strike for Beal. The Legends already in business with a runner in scoring position to see if they could try to drive in that first run. See Ramirez playing Degler close to the bag there at second. Wenzel doing a double take. Now he'll deliver home. Now it misses low for ball 3, so it's a hitter's count now for Tuck. Beal here trying to look for the walk or the knock. Here comes the 3-1. Oh, it runs in, and it looked like it might have hit Beal, but the pitch goes all the way to the backstop. But whether if it was a hit by pitch or a ball, Beal's going to get the free pass. I'm probably going to rule that one a base on balls. Actually, yeah, was it? Actually, we're going to change the ruling there. It will be a hit by pitch instead. It's Degler. It's now over at third base. See, wait a minute here. There's getting a mound visit between Chavez and Wenzel, but David Lee making a short walk out to break up the conversation. And we know he has a concert to go to, but we still got a ball game to play. He's on the clock, apparently. Here comes James Bose now stepping in. Takes the first pitch, ball outside. James Bose, exciting news for him, as last week he announced his commitment to play at Santa Clara, and this Santa Clara team is going to be loaded next year, folks. They have Will Anderson, our first baseman, going there. Also have Deuce Filter, who's going to look to try to get some game time, some playing time going into next year. And James Bose, a big bat who played only just one season with Loyola Marymount, but is having a great summer with the Legends, set to become a Bronco. The ground ball hit over to third, and it bounces just over the bag and gets past Brewer over there at third. It's going to allow Degler to come in to score. Throw goes to dirt as Beal gets in there with the slide. And James Bose able to hustle over to second himself. So we're going to rule that one an RBI double. It was a close one there. But it's now a 1-0 game as the Legends are able to get that first run across. Aggressive base running on display here by the Legends early on, and that's what Nick Sanzeri has been preaching to his guys here this summer. And the hit off the bat there for James Bose was a little bit of a slow one. It was at 47 miles per hour. There comes Will Anderson stepping in a money spot here where he could drive in two more. He has Beal at third and Bose at second. Will Anderson last night in Sonoma went 2 for 4. He's been able to get that bat around. As we all know, he's famous for his 4 for 4 call, so we're going to see if he could do it here. It's like he won't, as this a ground ball over the first. Picked up there by Waldvogel, but he will get the RBI on the ground out as Beal comes in to score, making it 2-0 Legends here in the bottom of the first. So the 4 for 4 possibility is still going to have to wait for Anderson, but already a productive at-bat for him to get that RBI. There's Rabago stepping in, looking at a first pitch strike. That one's hit hard out to right center, but it's going to be played out there by Gavlin. It's going to be enough for Bose to tag from third. So a 3 spot going in the favor for the Legends here in the bottom of the first, and they've only recorded 1 hit. Now the sac fly goes in favor for Austin Rabago, another productive at bat by the guys. There's 2 gone in the inning. Now the bases are empty. 3 runs on the board for Carter Bleeker. Swinging and missing at the first pitch. Carter Bleeker, another JUCO guy. He's been playing here at College of San Mateo in season. I'm sure he's going to be getting some looks from some D1 schools going into next season. As for the past few weeks, we've been having some D1 recruiters and even a couple of MLB scouts sprinkled into the crowd here at CSM Baseball Field. Count now 3-1 for Bleeker. Wenzel able to hit the corner for strike 2. See who wins the duel here between Wenzel and Bleeker. Here comes the payoff. That one runs in. Ball 4, low and inside. It's Wenzel giving up his second walk on the game and just only the first frame. So one thing to note about the Seagulls, they've been struggling on the pitching side for most of the season as they have the highest rate in the league, giving up the most runs, earned runs, walks, hit by pitches, hits, and home runs in the CCL as a team. It's been a struggle up and down the San Francisco pitching staff. Here's Feliciano stepping in, hitting that one hard down the line but foul. Count even at 1-1. Emilio Feliciano announcing his commitment to head on to Coppin State over in Baltimore, Maryland to play in the MEAC Conference this fall. It's another commitment on the board here for the Legends baseball program. I'm sure he's excited to get an opportunity to play at the Division I level. Of course, Feliciano coming from Auburn, Washington, small town, but was a standout at Auburn Mountain View High School, where he had 426 and 59 varsity games. And, of course, having the opportunity to play here at the JUCO level, here at College of San Mateo for the schools team. He posted a .312 batting average of .410 on-base percentage in 55 games. Also had a .972 fielding percentage. And runs inside. Count goes to 3-1 for him. Wenzel trying not to allow another base runner on here as the Legends are batting deep in the order here in the bottom of the first. 3-1 is fouled off just barely by Feliciano, so now the count goes full. I was going to mention a lot of activity happening here at College of San Mateo. There's actually a farmer's market happening just up the hill from us. So if you're in the area, make sure to stop by and check it out. Might go check it out if it's still running after this game's over. Feliciano taking ball 4. Logan Wenzel having some location struggles here as we're going to get a mound visit. Yeah, it's been pretty rough for Wenzel out the gate in this game. Bleeker moving over to second base. Feliciano now at first as Ryan Cartwright, the 8th hitter, set the bat here. Looks like Wenzel's going to stay in. No activity happening now in the Seagulls bullpen. So one thing to mention for the Seagulls today, that they're going to be led by their head coach, who is also the owner of the Seagulls, Mark Caviglia. So no Ryan Davis to be seen here this afternoon. So a correction there on who set up the batting order. It's Mark Caviglia. See, no word on the whereabouts of Ryan Davis at the moment. Here's Ryan Cartwright, who swung and missed at the first pitch. Wenzel trying to go at him hard. Still 2 out. First pitch is barely popped up on the third base side. Running back forward is Brewer, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. But the Legends do put up 3 on 1 hit in the bottom half of the first, so it was a productive inning run-scoring-wise for them. As we'll move over to the second frame, 3-0 Legends here in San Mateo.
Now batting, Finn Whalen.
Here in the top of the second with Finn Whalen leading things off for the Seagulls as the Legends put up 3 runs in the bottom half of the first, getting them an early lead here on this Saturday afternoon. As we mentioned, home plate umpire David Lee is set to go to a concert, and we actually found out which concert that he will be attending Apparently, country music star Dierks Bentley is set to perform at the Shoreline Amphitheater later on tonight. It's a ground ball hit over to short. Another great play made by Tucker Beal for out number 1 to begin the inning. Tucker Beal's been staying busy over there at the shortstop spot, the second putout that he has recorded in the infield. But I feel like when you're a Gold Glover, which Tucker Beal was, according to the Pacific Association, where he received the Gold Glove Award for his performance with Ohlone this spring, a lot of ground balls will come to you, like moths to a flame. Here's the 0-1 to Alan Ramirez, who steps in now. Robertson delivering a nice pitch there. Strike 2. Robertson could get his first strikeout of the game here. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from him. Now it's popped up high. It looks like it's going to go out of play. And it will, just beyond the gate down the side of the bullpen. So Ramirez will get more life at the plate here. Alan Ramirez, he leads the team in runs scored so far this season. The slow ground ball over to Beal. He's playing it towards the left, and another solid routine play by the future Akron Zip. And I tell you, Tucker Beal makes fielding ground balls look like he's painting the house. Just the easy flow, the easy motion that he has. Now getting closer towards the bottom of the order. First pitch from Robertson runs just a little bit into Jackson Landry. Jackson Landry is in the lineup today after came in substitution in Wednesday's game for Nav Sundar. There's a fly ball out to center field. It's going to be a can of corn for Villa. Makes the catch to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down go the Seagulls as Quinn Robertson already with 2 strong innings here as the score holds 3-0 going to the bottom of the second. Today's game is brought to you by the Clubhouse Training Center, powered by Legends Baseball and now open in Redwood City. Book private lessons, land rentals, classes, or memberships today. It's the ultimate spot to train like a legend. A big thanks to our sponsor, Kip Sports Cards, the Bay Area's top spot for baseball cards, autographs, and collectibles. Visit Kip's in downtown Los Altos and tell them the Legend sent you. Here we are on the bottom of the second, 3-0 Legends in front. As Quincy Villa will step in to lead things off in this inning. It'll be Villa, Degler, and Beal due up. Quincy Villa coming into today as the league leader in stolen bases in the CCL, which is not really a surprise knowing that he broke the single season and program record in stolen bases at his college in Marymount, back home in Virginia. Taking a ball outside, count goes to 2-1. Logan Winslow back out. So to give you a little bit more about Quincy Villa, started playing baseball at 6 years old, and even though he calls Virginia home, he split time living in Syracuse, New York, and in Boston, where he grew up rooting for the Red Sox. but his head coach at Marymount, Mike Cassidy, has known him since he was 10 years old when he played on his first travel ball team. Of course, Villa being a man of deep faith, finding out one day where I played catch with him before a game, it says on the outside of his baseball mitt, God's will, not mine. And that just shows you the character of him that he has as a teammate and as a leader on the Legends squad. As he works a walk there, winning the duel against Wenzel to lead off the inning. So already speed present on the base pass for Quincy Villa.
Charlie Degler.
And to kind of give some shades of Ricky Henderson, one of the chants that was present a lot at the Oakland Coliseum during Ricky Henderson's days was "Run, Ricky, Run." Now we're going to hope to see a chant get going for "Run, Quincy, Run." You can already see Wenzel trying to invest in some real estate over at first base with the pickoff move. Still see Charlie Degler, who steps back in after getting on base via base on balls back in the first inning. Now, even the Legends dugout is taunting Wenzel on the pickoff moves he's making. See, Villa with the lean back to first. That's already 3 straight balls thrown over. Degler might have to wait until Christmas to see a pitch come to his direction. On Villa, taking off on a pickoff move, and he is going to get gunned at second base. We have a tough break there for the league leader in stolen bases as he's off the base path immediately. Can't really say that I'm shocked that Logan Wenzel was trying hard to get him out. Now it's going to lead up to Degler. Ooh, and he takes one right inside, showing bunt. He's going to run down, and you can see the Legends dugout is getting active, trying to get in the head of Logan Wenzel. You can see David Lee walking back. And he's going to call over his umpiring crew. Might be a warning's getting handed out. Wenzel just drove that one inside, and saying it was a curveball that could have possibly broken inside, or maybe just came out the hands wrong of Wenzel, but it's going to be some talk happening just over to the left of the pitcher's mound. Hopefully Logan Wenzel isn't listening too closely because it could be on him if he's not too careful. Of course, the one thing about the umpiring crews that we've seen so far this season in the California Collegiate League, they tend to be very attentive and also be very diplomatic in how they call games in this league. And just knowing how competitive it is, and yeah, it is summer ball, but still, these guys are trying to play for bragging rights and trying to play to win. And now we're going to see David Lee walk over to talk with Coach Caviglia, have a discussion with him. I'd be curious to know how they're going to play this one. And again, I'm not sure. We're not sure yet if a warning has been handed out to both sides. Of course, the Legends taunting the pitcher of the Seagulls, and also Logan Wenzel and the Seagulls dugout kind of just staying quiet for the most part. There is an arm warming up over in the Seagulls bullpen at the moment, so it could be a short leash on Logan Wenzel, and he could be having a short day out there on the mound if his control doesn't get together with these next few batters coming up. The Legends are at the top of the order with Tucker Beal stepping in here. Yeah, so it sounds like it's just going to be a warning issued as the umpires retreat back to their post. Here comes Tucker Beal, who reached base on a hit by pitch. Now Degler at first. Short lead for him. Beal sending a high fly ball out the center field. Having to play back for it is Gavlin. He makes the catch. There's the second out.
Now batting, James Bose.
We're going to see if James Bose can get a job done as he hit an RBI double back in the first inning to open up the scoring for Menlo Park. We're going to see how he favors here in his second AB and his second straight inning. Wenzel delivering a hard fastball hitting the outside corner. Fastball can reach up to the high 80s for him. And Bose taking a tough one there. He probably wanted to go after that one, but it's going to be strike two for him. Just found that one off barely, rolling it over. And Bose came into today with 12 RBIs, and with that one RBI that he drove in, you could give him 13. He also has 2 home runs on the season. Of course, a couple weeks back, he had a 2-homer game against the Stompers, who the Legends will be seeing tomorrow. Oh, and another hit by pitch by Winslow runs in and it hits Bose on the shoulder. Now David Lee walking out to the mound. Man, hopefully for anybody listening in, if you have hit by pitch insurance, we might need to get some quotes lined up for our Legends hitters because they have been taking a beating at the plate of Logan Winslow beating 3 Legends hitters in just 2 innings. So it could be a possibility that Logan Winslow might be getting out this game, but not by the decision of the coaches, but possibly by the decision of the umpires. You can see they're having another meeting over on the left side of the pitcher's mound, and talk about an oddity happening in this game. See, they're going back to their post again after the second meeting, and now we're going to get Nick Sanzeri coming out to talk to Lee. And I'm sure Sanzeri is showing some concern for how his batters have been being treated by the pitching performance of Logan Winslow, and it has not been good. But there's going to be runners at first and second, so Winslow's going to have to work to get an out here with 2 away. He's going to have a dangerous hitter in Will Anderson come up to the plate, who drove in an RBI on a ground out. Will Anderson, the future Santa Clara Bronco, has been working hard to try to get the bat back going. He's had his average climb up to the high 200s, ranging more between 280s and the 290s. Has taken off for third with the stolen bases. Charlie Degler, he may wear number 42, but he's not looking like Mariano Rivera at the moment with his control. 2-0 to Anderson, hit high and deep out to left field, but it's going to be playable for Collinger to end the inning. Well, 2 runners left on, and no hits recorded in that inning as the Legends put up a goose egg in the bottom half of the second. Still a 3-0 game. We'll go to the third frame as you're tuned in to Menlo Park Legends Baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. Now plug our social tags. Want to follow all things Legends? Check out www.menloparklegends.com for live scores, game schedules, player stats, news articles, and more. That's menloparklegends.com, your home for everything Legends baseball. Also, to make sure to follow us on Instagram. Catch all the college action at Legends_collegiate and get a behind-the-scenes look at our legendary youth camp program at Legends Baseball Camps. So here we are in the top of the third, still 3-0 Legends lead. Thomas Marr getting his first at-bat of the afternoon, and it was a wild second inning that we had. We saw 2 hit-by pitches go in favor for the Legends. Charlie Deckler taking one, and James Bowes taking one as well. But in between those hit-by pitches, we had to see 2 meetings by the umpires to discuss Logan Wenzel's composure on the mound as warnings were issued. Of course, with the Legends dugout also playing a role as well, kind of getting in the head of Wenzel, taunting him from the dugout, kind of getting into his head, knowing that they had speed on the base paths. There's a 2-0 from Robertson to Marr. It's a breaking ball that just misses a little high. Count goes to 3-0. We're going to see if Marr gets the green light here. Wouldn't hurt, especially with the Seagulls not having a hit recorded. 3-0 as a fastball runs inside for a strike. One pitch. Oh, wow. Breaking ball that just misses the corner for ball 4. Questionable call there. Thomas Marr able to draw the walk, so the Seagulls will have a base runner here. Only their third base runner on the game. Well, Quinn Robertson, he's kind of been having some control problems himself. He gave up 2 hit-by pitches in the first inning. It's Matt Gavlin coming back up to the plate here after grounding out to third in his first AB of the game. There's a first pitch strike from Robertson. Oh, 1 bounced in the dirt. Good stop by Cartwright. You see Rabago and Beal looking to set up for the double play if it gets hit to him. The outfield also playing a little shallow on Gavlin. Another one misses, low bounce for to get the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. We see a strike that time, getting the count even, 2-2. Runner takes off, swing and miss by Gavlin, and throw it down to second as it's not grabbed by Rabago. Oh, it looks like they're going to say it was batter's interference at the plate. So we're going to get a strike him out, throw him out. So it's 2 quick outs already recorded. So, yeah, it was batter's interference at the plate on the strikeout. And so the bases will empty. They are in discussion. You can see David Lee telling the Legends dugout to calm down.
Left fielder, number 22, Miles Allen.
And they've been chirping hard. Both sides have been, well, it's been more of one side as the Legends been doing most of the talking, but the Seagulls dugout has been giving the atmosphere of a library. Not really much has been being said by them. They're still trying to look for their first hit, and Robertson with another hit by pitch given up to Miles Collinger as he took that one off the elbow. So it could possibly become one of those games. There's the Legends did have a game like this where hit by pitches were being handed out by both sides. You probably remember that game with the Sonoma Stompers where just about 10 hit by pitches were occurred between amongst both sides. It was a bit of an oddity that you hardly see in baseball where hit by pitches could stack up to those kind of numbers where it reaches the double digits. Jake Brewer fouling off the first pitch off to the right. Robertson with 2 out. Trying to get out of this inning. You know, one thing about Quinn Robertson, he's always been more of a pitch-to-contact kind of pitcher. Doesn't overpower you with the stuff. Runner takes off for second. The throw this time is late by Cartwright. So the stolen base does go in favor here for Collinger.
What's the count?
It counts 1-1. The Seagulls do have a base runner in scoring position. Jake Brewer. Count even on him. 1-1 from Robertson. Swing and a miss. Half-hearted swing by Brewer at that. Count goes to 1-2 strikes now. So now let's see if Robertson can get his second strikeout of the game. Not a big lead at second by Collinger. Robertson dropped the ball, so it's going to be ruled a balk. So Collinger will get the free pass over to third. Now, Seagulls' possible first run only just 90 feet away. The Brewer still has a job to do at the plate, and so does Robertson. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Breaking pitch. Jake Brewer disappointed, taking the walk of shame back to the dugout. Quinn Robertson retires aside with a swinging strikeout. Only one run left on base, but the Seagulls still not able to put one across as we're going to the bottom of the third. Well, the Seagulls will make a pitching change here early on as Logan Winslow's day does not go as planned as he finishes pitching only just 2 innings, walking 5 batters and giving up 1 hit and letting 3 runs come across. So coming in relief for him is Jackson Shefsky. Shefsky out of Burlingame. Played JUCO ball at Santa Barbara City College as Austin Rabago starting the inning off with a grounder over the first, but coming over to cover is Shefsky. There's a 3-1 put out.
Third baseman, number 6, Carter Bleeker.
Now that's going to bring up Carter Bleeker. Now for the Seagulls, coming in at 4-17, they're trying to snap a 5-game losing streak at the moment, as it's just been rough for them here in the CCL North. Of course, with them also making a change at the head coaching spot, as we don't know the whereabouts of Ryan Davis at the moment, as Mark Caviglia, the team owner and founder, is taking care of the head coaching duties today, filling as you could say, an interim. There's a wild pitch missed way outside by Shefsky. Goes way behind Bleeker. Count 2 balls and 1 strike for Bleeker here. There's a strike that runs high. Fastball. David Lee now making some gestures over at the Legends dugout, trying to tell him to calm down a little bit. So, David Lee being very vocal here this afternoon. Bleeker fouling off the 2-2 out of play. It's going to go over to the running track right next to us. And Millenfield is playing back against Bleeker. Bleeker popping up the breaking pitch. It's going to go over to shortstop as Marr making the catch. And there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 3rd.
Batter, left fielder, and new offense state commit, number 0, Emilio Feliciano.
So one thing to note, as far as what's set to come in the CCL, as if you weren't around for our pregame rundown, we want to mention that the California Collegiate League All-Star Showcase game is set to start a few weeks from now, as we're getting close to wrap up the month of June and heading into July, which will be the final full month of California Collegiate League play, as we're going to have the CCL All-Star Showcase game being played at the MLB Youth Academy in Compton, California, just around the corner on July 16th. So we're going to hope to see 1 or possibly 2 of our Legends players making an appearance there. James Bose looking like a front runner with the way he's been hitting the ball this season, and Quincy Villa could possibly be making getting an invitation to play at the showcase game. But it'll also be an opportunity for the players who will be worthy of the attendance to showcase themselves in front of Major League scouts, as there will be a player combine, a home run derby set to take place with the All-Star festivities. It's going to be lined up as a good weekend, as it coincides with the 2025 MLB draft, which will be taking place the Sunday that the CCL All-Star game will be scheduled. The swing and a miss, or actually a foul tip by Feliciano at the plate, just barely getting it. And of course, with how extensive the MLB draft is, they'll possibly be going into day 3 and 4 of the draft, and could be a chance to be one of those late round picks, but you never know. Feliciano will continue the inning getting on base via the base on balls. Even also some CCL alum as well have been making some waves in Major League Baseball at the moment, as Just recently in the Bay Area playing for the Miami Marlins, CCL alum Eric Wagaman. So we're going to get a balk call here. As advancing over to second base will be Feliciano. Wenzel having a deal now, or excuse me, Shevsky now having a deal for runner in the scoring position. A few current major leaguers in the CCL, like World Series champion Kyle Hendricks now with the Angels. Josh Young with the Texas Rangers, also World Series champ. There's a fly ball out to left. Cartwright making the catch to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base as nothing doing for the Legends as they still hold a 3-0 lead as we'll go into the top of the fourth here in San Mateo as you're tuned into Menlo Park Legends Baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. Today's game is brought to you by the Clubhouse Training Center, powered by Legends Baseball and now open in Redwood City. Book private lessons, lane rentals, classes, or memberships today. It's the ultimate spot to train like a legend. A big thanks to our sponsor, Kip Sports Cards, the Bay Area's top spot for baseball cards, autographs, and collectibles. Visit Kip's in downtown Los Altos and tell them the legend sent you. Here we are in the top half of the fourth. Quinn Robertson out for his fourth inning of work, as it'll be Waldvogel, Chavez, and Whalen due up here. 4, 5, and 6 in the Seagulls order, so it'll be the meaty part for San Francisco as they're still trying to look for some runs here. Quinn Robertson has been pitching a gem so far despite a few blemishes on the board. He delivers a first pitch strike in for the breaking ball. A little bit of backstory about Quinn Robertson. It was more of a last-minute decision on if he was going to be lined up to play collegiate baseball or if his collegiate baseball career was going to end, as when he was coming out of high school, growing up in Arizona, coming from Scottsdale, playing at Desert Mountain High. You know, he had a bit of a slim chance of possibly playing at the next level. But after attending a showcase, the Prep Baseball Report Arizona Unsigned Senior Showcase, he put together a pretty solid performance in front of recruiters and possible scouts, of course, with Arizona being a hotbed for baseball talent. Appearing in just 10 games as a senior at Desert Mountain High, he had a chance to at least have some action, but I think the showcase really did wonders for him to continue his baseball career. There's another hit by pitch given up by him as Derek Waldvogel will take that one on the side there, and this is going to be his second time today that he was hit by a pitch at the plate.
Catcher, number 30, Carson Chavez.
So Carson Chavez will step in here with a runner on to start the top half of the fourth. Yeah, but Quinn Robertson trying to use this summer as an opportunity to develop his skills on the mound, while also trying to make sure that he can line himself up well to play at a 4-year once his JUCO tenure wraps up at South Mountain. But he did have a pretty good run with them as the Cougars reached the Division II JUCO World Series this season, where he did appear in 11 games and logged 17 innings as a freshman. The 0-1 to Chavez hits the corner for strike two. Robertson trying to battle back, see if he can get his third K on the day. Carson Chavez 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop so far in this outing at the plate. Breaking pitch runs high as they're going to make a throw down to second. Rabago jumping up to make the catch and able to put the tag on Waldvogel. Waldvogel gets thrown out trying to advance on a pitch that went way out. Count still 1-2 strikes on Chavez at the dish. But the bases are empty, so the Seagulls still struggling to get a runner over, trying to get a runner in. Robertson delivering the curveball for strike three. Chavez catching nothing but the air that time. There's two gone.
2 outs.
Batter designated hitter, number 14, Ben Whalen.
Quinn Robertson with strikeout number 3 on the day right there as he's going to face the DH and Finn Whalen. Swinging and missing at the first pitch fastball out the hands of Robertson. As Robertson can mix it up a little bit, he has a 4-pitch repertoire with a fastball, sinker, cutter, and a curve. On runs in for ball 1. For Finn Whalen, he's more of like an in-between guy himself as he could get on the mound a little bit. So like to say in the South, he's a guy that could get down like a hound on the mound and in the field. He fouls off the 2-1. But for Whalen, he's in the bit of a rough spot right now as he played at Sonoma State, but with the news of Sonoma State dropping their baseball program, he immediately enters the transfer portal trying to look for a new home. He's a city kid coming from San Francisco playing his high school ball at St. Ignatius College Prep, powerhouse out in the city. Robertson missing outside, so the count now goes full. Robertson missing outside for ball 4, so he's not able to win the duel against Whalen as the inning will continue.
Second baseman, number 7, Alan Ramirez.
So here comes the team leader in runs scored, Alan Ramirez, as he's 0 for 1 on the day, grounding out to Tucker Beal at shortstop. Swings at the first pitch, a shallow pop-up going in on the right field, and Anderson not able to make the catch overhanded. That's going to advance Whalen on to third, so it will be an infield or bloop single for Alan Ramirez. So just like that, the Seagulls get their first hit on the game.
Batter, right fielder, number 40, Jackson Landry.
Well, Jackson Landry now becomes the tying run coming up to the plate here. Runners at the corner still with 2 out. Breaking the bat, slow roller over the short. Beal having to come on in close to it and able to make the throw in time to get Landry at first to end the inning. Tucker Beal staying busy over there at short. Seagulls leave 2 on, still can't break the ceiling as they have remained scoreless, and Jackson Landry is going to have a broken bat to his name as we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 3-0, Legends in front. Want to follow all things Legends? Check out www.menloparklegends.com for live scores, game schedules, player stats, news articles, and more. That's menloparklegends.com, your home for everything Legends baseball. And also follow us on Instagram. Catch all the action at Legends_collegiate and get a behind-the-scenes look at our legendary youth camp program at Legends Baseball Camps. Here comes Quincy Villa to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Still 3-0 Legends lead with Jackson Shevsky still out there on the mound. First, when we're talking about the training facility, the new training facility for the Legends, had our founder and CEO David Klein in here with us, saying that there's a lot of activity happening today. Of course, this Saturday afternoon filled with much activity late in the summer, or pretty early in the summertime, I should say, so rounding out the month of June. Or so we have the youngsters trying to work on their game as well, trying to hopefully possibly become future Menlo Park legends. Yeah, definitely a lot to look forward to in these next few months of baseball. This is what summer is all about. Quincy Villa with the count 2-1 on him. Hits that one hard over the third, but played well there by Brewer, who was playing in, able to make the throw over to first to get the speedy Villa off the bases. Keeping him off the bases.
Right fielder, number 4, Charlie Degler.
So Charlie Degler, who's reached base twice today, both on a base on ball and a hit by pitch, come up for his third time. They give you the scores around the CCL on this Saturday afternoon in the Golden State. This is the final Saturday in the month of June. A lot of games to look out for as Charlie Degler taking another one off the back. So he will reach base on another hit by pitch, the second time today. I'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard. The Philippines baseball group on the road playing the Academy Barons out in Compton. You also have the Waves at the Saints, set to start later today. The Walnut Creek Crawdads are in Sonoma today, taking on the Stompers. The Santa Barbara Foresters and the San Luis Obispo Blues will face off later tonight. The Orange County Riptide at the Caneo Oaks. They're going to take off later, as there goes Degler taking off for second base on the stolen base attempt, as they're just going to give him the bag. See, throw a first pitch ball to Tucker Beal. And, of course, you have today's matchup between the Seagulls and the Legends, as that's the card on the day for the California Collegiate League. It's going to be a lot of parity going down the stretch, folks, as we head into July. As just give you an update on the standings in the Southland. The Santa Barbara Foresters currently are the front runners with an 11-4 record on the year. So they have a half-game lead over the Caneo Oaks, who are the defending California Collegiate League champions, winning the title last season. And the Arroyo Seco Saints, 2.5 out of first, and the Orange County Riptide at 500, playing at 8-8, are 3.5 out of first. And in the North, it's the Walnut Creek Crawdads able to get back into first place after spending a few days out of first place, as the Alameda Merchants, who were on a hot streak, fall back down to second, as the Crawdads 13-5 on the season, now currently on a 5-game win streak, winning 6 out of 4, winning 6 out of 10 in their last 10 games, with a 6-4 record in their last 10. And then the Alameda Merchants 10-5 on the season, a game and a half out of first. The Stompers 12-9, 2.5 out of first, and the Legends just a half game in the fourth place spot behind the San Luis Obispo Blues, who are at 500, 9-9, but the Legends could tie with the Blues with a win today. Oh, Beal taking that one off got him on the knee, trying to limp it off. He falls hard, but it looks like it's going to be a strikeout, as he didn't lean into that pitch, or Now we're going to get some discussion here with Nick Sanzeri kind of questioning the hit by pitch call, which was actually determined a strikeout call. But that clearly did hit Beal. He kind of leaned into that one, so Beal is immediately out. But he's not looking too good there, as kind of taking that one off the knee, trying to walk it off. So we're going to get another meeting by the umpires. Yeah, but interesting call there. It's going to be ruled a strikeout. And, man, we've seen some wild stuff here today, folks, as, of course, with the pitchers having some control issues, it hasn't really been the kind of game that you expect. Whereas we know that with the Seagulls, they have been struggling majorly on the pitching side the majority of the season. And we're getting a full example of that with how many times the Legends have reached base, like without even swinging the bat. As we'll give you the rundown here. In the first inning alone, when Logan Winslow started the game, he allowed 3 base on balls as well as a hit by pitch. And then in the second inning, when he pitched, he allowed 2 hit by pitches and 1 base on balls. And the first inning that Jackson Shevsky came out in relief, he allowed a ball. And then we also have a hit by pitch already recorded. But, on the other hand, Quinn Robertson has been kind of having the same dealings as well, giving up 2 hit by pitches in the first inning, 1 hit by pitch in the third, and a walk as well in the third, and then a hit by pitch and a walk in the fourth, and as well as also giving up his lone hit of the game so far. Both teams are even with 1 hit, but the Legends have scored 3 runs. Now Mark Caviglia is going to give his 2 cents to David Lee. You see the discussions amongst the coaches have started to become rampant. And folks, this is why communication is key in today's society, because you're going to have lengthy conversations. It would help for you to be able to justify your decision making. But as we continue to wait, sorry about the camera falling over there, it's a bit windy here. We're getting some wind to kind of pushing in off the bay. So the call is going to be reversed, as Tucker Beal will be taking his base, so it will be ruled a hit by pitch. After a lengthy discussion, once again, that's the 3rd meeting that we've seen here on the afternoon. So Tucker Beal will be awarded the free bag, as it's now 1st and 2nd with 2 out. As Degler is at 2nd, Beal's at 1st, and now we're going to get a mound visit here from Mark Caviglia. Man, I think David Lee is going to be a little late for that concert, for how many conversations that we're having in between pitches and in between plays. This is going to be a standard mound visit from Caviglia. There is an arm warming up in the Seagulls bullpen at the moment. I'm sure Caviglia is going to be running through his bullpen today. Now, keep in mind, this is a very close game. There's only a 3-run lead for the Legends, so it's not like the Seagulls are down and out. See now David Lee trying to break up the meeting. I'm sure Mark Caviglia is starting to lose his patience by the home plate umpire. And I think Nick Sanzeri could say the same for himself. But Jackson Shefsky is going to have to lock in here with a dangerous hitter come up to the plate for the Legends, and James Bose. James Bose with an RBI double on the day, the lone hit for the Legends in 4 innings played. So he also reached base on a hit by pitch, so he was a hit by pitch victim himself. He has runners at 1st and 2nd. Here comes the first pitch from Shefsky finally, as it's a slow roller over the shore, toss over to 2nd in time, on the 1st, also in time, a double play to get out of the inning. There's 1 runner left on, so a double play We'll go in favor for the Seagulls as we'll move now to the fifth frame. Still a 3-0 lead halfway home in San Mateo. Quinn Robertson coming back out for the fifth inning. He's already pitched 4 shutout innings against the Seagulls, but both sides have kind of been quiet with the bats for most of the day, both being even with 1 hit apiece. The Seagulls still do hold a 3-0 lead. Quinn Robertson, I think he might have some plans after today as well. And Dierks Bentley is in town, folks, so there's a major concert happening just down the road. There's Thomas Marr coming in up to lead off for the Seagulls. He takes a first pitch ball. And shoot, I might be having some plans myself too. I'm thinking about trying to go to the movies after this thing wraps up. Again, the F1 movie just dropped this weekend. 1-1 the count on Marr. It's a pitch from Robertson. Breaking ball runs in, and trying to stop it at third was Bleeker, but it rolls off his glove. It was going to be an infield single for the Seagulls. Thomas Marr able to reach.
Back to the top of the lineup, center fielder, number 26, Matt Galvin.
And Matt Gavlin, who is 0 for 2 on the day, will come back up for his third AB. See, he grounded out to third and struck out. Strikeout coming in the third inning, his last at bat. He looks at a first pitch strike on the fastball from Robertson. For the Legends, they're going to be seeing the Stompers once again tomorrow afternoon at Arnold Field up in Sonoma. The Legends trying to make a dent in that losing record that they have versus Sonoma this season. It's a hard hit ball, but fouled down the left field line. Like the hit and run was on there as Marr was taken off for second on the pitch. Yeah, the Legends are now 1-5 against the Stompers this summer. They're looking to try to pick up win number 2 and try to make some ground in the CCL North Division. Breaking pitch missed high for a ball. Keep in mind that for the Legends, they could get a winning streak going and try to get some wins in the month of July. All they have to do is finish in third place or second place in the division to play in the wild card round in the CCL playoffs. Right now they sit 4.5 games out of first. It looked like that one's going to hit Gavlin as it was a late call there, but it's another hit by pitch that's going to be given up by Robertson. And now runners are at first and second as the hit by pitches have been piling up today. as that's the 5th time that Robertson has been the player. So now Miles Collinger coming up being the tying run. On another hit by pitch, Robertson having some control issues as he now loads the bases. Look like David Lee's not questioning his control as he hasn't been issued a warning. But there is an arm now getting loose in the Legends bullpen just down the right field line. From the looks of it, it could be Diego Menjivar. See, actually, instead, it's not Menjivar. It's another arm, but we'll let you know who it is. So we're going to get a mound visit from pitching coach Alex Mikulauskis. Actually, to confirm the pitcher warming up in the bullpen, it's Will Pyers. Looks like they might be making the move here. You see Pyers walking out from the bullpen, and yep, there's the signal. So it looks like Quinn Robertson's day is going to be done. So Will Pyers, who has been a newly acquired player for the Legends coming from the Seagulls, will be taking on his former team in a big spot in relief. As we're going to take a quick break, but we'll give you the rundown of the new arm, not just coming into the game, but coming in, or suiting up for the Legends today. As we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Well, Legends fans, you're going to get your first look at the new pitcher now coming in for the Legends, as it's going to be Will Pyers, newly acquired as he started his summer with the San Francisco Seagulls, but was traded over here to the Legends. Of course, with Alan Gaber now at the Seagulls, Will Pyers is the new arm that joins the Legends pitching staff. He's a local kid from the peninsula, as he played college ball at West Valley, and also getting word from our director of baseball ops, Gabe Estevez, he also coached Hit Club, a travel ball team here on the peninsula in Belmont. He's in an interesting spot here against his former team as he throws a first pitch ball to Jake Brewer, now who comes up with the bases loaded, nobody out. Pyers throwing the fastball high but misses. Count goes to 2-0. Jake Brewer reached base on a hit by pitch, but struck out. But he's the go-ahead run at the plate who could turn this game around with one swing. Will Pyers trying to earn his salt, being the new member of the Legends. See, he gets a strike in there that time. Count goes to 2-1. Will Pires being a member of the West Valley team, he helped them to a runner-up finish in the 3C2A championship. Or is that taking place this season? But from what we know about him so far, he's got a good heart, works hard. He's looking to pay dividends here, but he's going to miss inside as he's going to walk in a run. He's coming in, the score will be Mars, so the Seagulls able to put a run up in the top half of the fifth, now making it a 3-1 game, but the bases do remain loaded.
First baseman, number 36, Derek Waldvogel.
There's Derek Waldvogel now coming up to the plate. He's a guy that could possibly tie it up as the tying run now moves over to second. As it's Gavilan at third, Collinger at second, Brewer at first. Derek Waldvogel at the plate. There's a strike from Pires. Count goes to 1-1. Waldvogel has been beaten twice at the plate. 2 hit by pitches. Swing and a miss. Pires delivering one low and in. Waldvogel on the verge of being the victim of one of my biggest pet peeves, striking out with the bases loaded. Pires will look into the sign. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball hit out the center field via playing back. It's going to be deep enough for a sac fly as tagging from third is Gavilan. He'll come up to score. Now we have a run game as the Seagulls put up a crooked number, making it now a 3-2.
Batter, catcher, number 30, Carson Chavez.
We're going to see a shift in momentum now occurring in this inning after Quinn Robertson was dealing with control issues. The Seagulls have only recorded 1 hit to get those 2 runs across. Carson Chavez now. A quarter swing there, but looks at strike 1. Chavez is 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to short and a strikeout. And a position to possibly tie this game or give the Seagulls a lead with 1 swing. Runners at second and third. Off-speed pitch that runs high and in. Count even at 1-1. And Collinger at third and Brewer at second now. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Pires looking to keep the lead for the Legends in his first outing with the team. There's a trade that was pending for a while has now become finalized. The 1-2. That one just misses the corner. Count now goes to 2-2. A good pitch there by Pires, but just couldn't put it on the black. See what he comes back here again. Infield playing in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hard ground ball, but foul. There hasn't been too many hard hit balls in this game so far. Only a few. Pires will try again with the 2-2. Ground ball over the third, but just left of the bag. Getting on Bleecker to still stay ready for the play there. One away. Chavez trying to get the second out here. And they're going to check to see if he went around, and they say no. So now the count runs full. Carson Chavez with a 139 batting average, only 4 RBIs on the season. Ground ball to third, backhanded by Bleeker. Fair ball. He's going to make the long throw over to first. Gets the out there. But those are productive out for the Seagulls as Collinger able to score on the ground out to tie the game. Now 3-3. So the Seagulls, after going scoreless in the first 4, they've been able to put together some quality at-bats and able to move the runners over on the base paths to get this game tied up here in the top of the 5th. Whalen having to duck for it. It gets away from Cartwright, and now the Seagulls take the lead, making it 4-3. And not the pitch that Pyers wanted to throw that time. As in this outing, he's allowed 4 Seagulls to cross home plate, and they've only gotten 1 hit in this inning alone. 2 hits the entire game. Whalen fouls off the 1-0. The count goes even at 1-1. Pyers going to get out this inning now with the bases empty. Count now 2-1. Swing and a miss by Whalen. That had some break on that pitch, but it just misses high and in until it counts full for Pyers. So Finn Whalen trying to look for the walker to knock here. So on the ground to Bleeker, backhanded, trying to recover. Long throw across the diamond, and they got him. Carter Bleeker not giving up on the play, still able to complete the out, but that doesn't come without the Seagulls putting up 4 runs to take the lead on only 1 hit. So the Legends are now having to get back into a serious mode here as the Seagulls have a 1-run lead going to the bottom of the 5th as you're tuned in to Menlo Park Legends Baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network. So after a wild inning, the Seagulls have taken the lead 4-3 here in San Mateo. As Ben Eisenhower, usually a starter for the Seagulls, will now come in to relief to try to protect the lead for San Francisco. So Will Anderson is going to lead off the inning here for the Legends, try to get those 4 runs back and put the Legends back in front. Fouling off the first pitch. Well, it's been an interesting game that we have had here in San Mateo's, folks. The Seagulls and the Legends both only combining for 3 hits, but have combined for 7 runs total in this game. Most of those runs coming unearned. but it's really been chalked down to the control issues that the pitchers have had, and it's not insanely hot. It's not like we're getting fried like the people on the East Coast. It's only 70 degrees at most here in San Mateo. So weather isn't an implication for the lack of pitching control, but it's just more about the focus. Eisenhower trying to get Anderson on the strikeout. Comes to 1-2. Anderson giving that one a ride out to left center, but it's going to be played well by Gavlin out there for out number 1. Here comes Austin Rabago, who drove in an RBI early in the game. It was on a sacrifice fly. Rabago, another transfer portal player at the moment, still trying to look for his next home. He's played 3 years at Division III Hendrix College in Arkansas, where he was an all-conference player. But he mentioned to me about a few weeks ago during the road trip that the Legends took going down to play the San Luis Obispo Blues. He had a chance to see his family again, and he mentioned that the only time that his parents and his family got a chance to see him play was only on his birthdays, when they would have to fly out from their home in Anaheim to go all the way down to Arkansas just to see him. But that's one of the motivations for Rabago to enter the portal, saying that he's trying to play closer to home. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Rabago goes down looking. Man, David Lee with some inconsistency on the strike calls today. That's the first time that a batter has gone down looking at the plate. Now we're going to get a pinch hitter here. The change, the third base spot is now Gavin Shaddix. Now coming on the pinch hit for Bleecker. So Carter Bleeker's day is going to be done, as Shaddix will come in the pinch hitting spot. Most likely he'll be out in the field at third base. Set a pitch low, ball 1. Played about an hour and a half here in San Mateo, about to hit 230. That one's fouled off at the plate by Shaddix. Eisenhower, and a reset for the 1-1. Shaddix rolling over that one. They're now down with 2 strikes. Gavin Shaddix, in his last start against the Seagulls, he went 1 for 4. It's back on Wednesday. One, 2 is popped up, but it's going to go out of play. It's going to sound like a hit right over on the bleachers, just to the left of us. Shaddix with more life at the plate. We'll see the 1-2 again. Oh, another strike 3 called on the outside part as Shaddix goes down himself. So 1-2-3 inning for Ben Eisenhower with back-to-back strikeout-looking Ks. The Seagulls maintain the 4-3 lead going to the top of the 6th.
6th inning. For the Seagulls, second base.
So another pitching change occurs for the Legends. Is now coming on is Matthew Anderson, another addition to the squad, as he's going to look to try to protect this one-run deficit that the Legends find themselves in after the Seagulls put up 4 runs in the last inning. There's a hard hit ball out to left field. Running in for it is Feliciano, making the catch on the dive. Great play by the future Coppin State player, as Feliciano was playing back but had to run in.
Jackson Landry.
That one was Gold Glove worthy of one away. That's going to bring up Jackson Landry here. Landry taking that one off the leg. So another hit by pitch that's going to go for the Seagulls in this one.
Shortstop, number 11, Thomas Maher.
So the batters are flying through so far in this inning. Here comes Thomas Maher. Let's give you a little bit of rundown about Matthew Anderson. He actually played, he was both a two-sport athlete at Christopher High and Gilroy. Yeah, but many roster changes have occurred over the past few days for the Legends. Of course, we've made a few trades with Alan Gaber going to the Seagulls, Will Pyers coming to the Legends in return. TJ Smallsley leaving the squad, as well as Ray Hernandez also leaving the squad for the summer. Let's hit back up the middle. Rabago, trying to play it off the base. Doesn't get it secured, but he does get the throw over to first in time. So he's able to get one half of the double play. There's 2 gone.
Number 26, Matt Galvin.
Well, that one a 4-3 put out. Rabago still trying to make the effort. Now Landry going to stay at second. Mac Gavilan going to come up to the plate here. 0 for 2. The hard pitch there by Anderson for strike 1. And Matthew Anderson, a big guy, stands at 6'5". Weighs about 230, so a big presence there out there on the mound. That one gets away from Robbins, who comes in and substitute at catcher. It's going to advance Landry over to third. Also coming in substitution is Gavin Shaddix. He'll be playing third base after pitch hitting for Carter Bleeker in the last inning. And Matthew Anderson at Christopher High School, the same high school that Will Anderson went to, just graduated this year. He was a pitcher and a first baseman. Also played football where he was a tight end and a defensive lineman. Well, on the pitcher's mound, he had a 1.98 ERA in his varsity career, accumulating for 5 total wins. He has Gavlin and a 1-2 count here. In his senior year, he went 4-3. He also pitched 3 complete games. And the count's 2-2, so he's trying to prevent that run at third from coming in the score. Along with those games he pitched in, 65 innings pitched with 52 strikeouts. Well, Robbins taking one hard. It looked like it got him on the finger there. So going to give him a minute to recuperate. That's Will Robbins just entering the game in substitution for Ryan Cartwright. Yeah, this game has kind of been extended due to certain meetings amongst the umpires as well as some amongst the coaches. But it's been one of those wild games and one of those games that you don't expect a lot of action occurring. And so TJ Smallsley, who wore the number 30 when he did play for the Legends, that number has now been swapped over to Matthew Anderson. Anderson being a late addition to the squad as he's playing with the big boys this summer and still trying to find out where he's going to be going in the fall as far as school. And he's still pretty new, so we're still learning more about him. He could be going the JUCO route. Not really much has been said about Anderson. I was like, us here in the booth were trying to scramble to even figure out what his name was. But, that's just one of the things you kind of got to deal with in summer ball. It's like, roster moves getting made out of the whim. Anderson is a hard thrower. Had a perfect game showcase back in 2022, way early in his high school career. His fastball topped out at 89 miles per hour. Come back with a 2-2 pitch. Ground ball over the third, picked by Shaddix on the first in time to get out of the inning. The Seagulls leave a runner on. No runs, no hits, no errors, and they're going to go to the bottom of the sixth. As due up in the bottom of the sixth will be Feliciano, Robbins, and Villa.
Feliciano, Robbins, and Villa.
The Seagulls making another substitution in relief on the mound as Lincoln Juarez will now come on the pitch, trying to maintain a one-run lead, but the Legends trying to answer back, trying to hit him hard. As Emilio Feliciano will be leading off. Feliciano has walked twice in this game, and he also made a nice diving play out in left field in the top half of the sixth. Could be another wild one coming down the stretch here. Feliciano not wasting any time going after the first pitch high and outside. It was fouled off, just barely. Lincoln Juarez, incoming redshirt senior on a Cumberland University and NAI school in Kentucky. Feliciano with another swing and miss. As Juarez did pitch on Wednesday against the Legends. So he finished out the latter half of the game Kind of got knocked around a little bit, giving up 2 runs. Oh, 2 runs just high. But Juarez, a San Jose kid, played high school ball at Willow Glen. Also played JUCO ball at West Valley College on the 2022 team, where he made 17 relief appearances and logged 19 and a third innings of work. Feliciano rolling that one down the line, foul. Well, glad you could join us again on this Saturday afternoon of baseball in the California Collegiate League. The line scored the Seagulls 4 runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Legends 3 runs, 1 hit, no errors. It's been that kind of a game. Long wait, the 1-2. Feliciano popping that one up on the first base side in foul territory, with Waldvogel running over to make the play.
Batter catcher, number 24, Will Robbins.
Now here comes the Princeton man and Will Robbins, who will step up to the plate here after he came in substitution for Ryan Cartwright, a catcher. The Will Robbins trying to get something going here for the Legends here late in this game. As the Seagulls have a little bit of motivation behind them, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. They lost 2 in a row against the Crawdads. One pitch fouled off to the right, out of play. Will Robbins on the season, and as you say now, 18 games played, appearing in this one today. He's hitting .232 at the plate, but does have a home run and 10 RBIs. That home run being a grand slam he hit a few weeks back in the 14-2 win here at home for the Legends against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Yeah, but for these Legends hitters, like, they are due for another home run. It's been a while since we've seen one. Robbins swinging at a pitch high and outside, out in the shallow right. Catch is going to be made by Landry.
Center fielder, number 3, Quincy Villa.
Let's see if Quincy Villa can get a job going here. Villa reached base on a walk, but ground out to third base his last time up. The breaking ball by Juarez in there for a strike. Swing and a miss by Villa. Already down in the count, 0-2. You have to change the approach here with 2 strikes on him now. Whereas Villa is hitting in the 270s this season so far. Also the team leader in runs scored. I just talked to him coming from Virginia. His family's going to be coming out here to visit him pretty soon. Should be exciting times for him. His host family that he's staying with here in the Bay Area during the summer, the Jorgensen family. So they've been able to house Quincy for the time being during the summer. And, of course, the one thing with summer ball, with players coming from out of state, host families playing a big role in the development of these players. Suarez missing outside for ball 3, so now the count is full. All right, I think, excuse me, actually it's a 2-2 count here. Count 2-2, confirmed via the scoreboard. Via a hard hit ground ball to short. And he's going to leg that one out as Waldvogel not able to make the catch on the throw from Marr. So it could be ruled an error, possibly. Oh, there is speed on the base paths. But with Via, again, like these pitchers, watch him like a hawk.
There's a sensitive in there. Don't do anything yet.
As we're still waiting for an official ruling if Via's going to get ruled a hit or an error on that play. Here's Charlie Deckler back now up to the dish. He has not swung the bat to be able to reach on base for the 3 times that he has in this game, as he was walked back in the first, came around, scored, hit by a pitch in the second, hit by a pitch in the fourth. So will be ruled an error. There's an E6 on the shortstop, Thomas Marr. There goes Villa, taking off for second. The throw is high from Chavez. Goes into center field. Villa's going to watch it but not try to advance to third. That pitch was a strike. So Villa, who came into today as the league leader in stolen bases, adds on another one, as he has just been blazing the trail on the base paths across the league. That's the one thing that you don't see a lot these days, players stealing bases at a high clip. And stolen base used to be an art form. Degler hitting it hard over to second. Sliding a grab on the ground by Alan Ramirez as he's able to make a good throw to first to end the inning. A nice defensive play there for the Seagulls to get out of the inning as the Legends leave a runner on, but not able to even up the score as we're heading to the top of the 7th, still 4-3 Seagulls.
He's good. He's actually been pretty good.
Matthew Anderson will come out for another inning of pitching, but before we go back into our game coverage, we want to shout out our sponsors once again, as today's game is brought to you by the Clubhouse Training Center, powered by Legends Baseball, and now open in Redwood City. Book private lessons, lane rentals, classes, or memberships today is the ultimate spot to train like a legend. Big thanks to our sponsor, Kips Sports Cars, the Bay Area's top spot for baseball cars, autographs, and collectibles. So visit Kips in downtown Los Altos and tell them the legend sent you. Well, the first batter that Anderson will see here in the top half of the 7th will be Miles Collinger. He delivers a first pitch ball. Collinger hitting that one hard out to shallow right center, dropped fast. It's going to get down out there for a base hit.
Third baseman number 29, Jake Brewer.
That's the first base hit that the Seagulls have recorded since the top of the 5th. So it's Thomas Marr who recorded a single. Here comes Jake Brewer now. It's the top hitter for the Seagulls. He has not recorded a hit at all today, as everybody's batting average is going to get sliced a little bit after today. Anderson trying to put one on the ground, set up for a double play. Runner takes off. That one's fouled at the plate, just barely, by Brewer, so Collinger going to have to go back to first base. Infield, middle infield playing back towards the edge of the outfield grass. Art Anderson, being a recent high school graduate, joined the Legends for the summer, possibly the remainder of the summer. We're trying to find out some more info on our guy here. We know that he's stands at 6'5", weighs about 230. His travel team was NorCal Baseball, big powerhouse club team here in the Bay Area. There's a hard hit ball to left field by Brewer, as everybody's now going to move 90 feet. So back-to-back singles adds traffic on the base paths for the Seagulls. And it's going to bring up a dangerous hitter, the cleanup hitter, Derek Waldvogel. Derek Waldvogel trying to pad on to this tight lead. Runs high and in for ball one. One 0 rolled over but fouled. As for Matthew Anderson, he was teammates with Will Anderson in high school. Both runners take off as a double steal. Robbins will choose to throw it at second, but he's not able to get Brewer as he gets in there safely. So the double steal works out for the Seagulls, as now is third and second with nobody out. So 1-2 count on Waldvogel at the plate. Waldvogel does already have an RBI on the day with a sacrifice fly. But he's looking to try to add on two more. Breaking pitch in there for strike three. Waldvogel can't believe it. He dropped an expletive on his way back to the dugout, and I'm sure David Lee heard him loud and clear. I think he's going to let it slide for now. There's Carson Chavez, who's 0 for 3 on the day. See if he can get a job done. The infield for the Legends is playing in now. Slow roller down the first baseline, but it's going to be foul. Carson Chavez not wasting any time at the plate. Matthew Anderson trying to be clutch on the pitcher's mound here. Oh, one running high and in. Count goes even. I don't want to confirm it yet, but I think Matthew Anderson could have some relation with Will Anderson. But again, don't quote me on that. Going to find out later for you. It's the 1-1. Grounded foul over in the third base coaching box. But Anderson does have the count on him, 1-2. Anderson delivering from the windup. Here's the pitch. It's hit hard over the short. Diving stop by Beal. Decides to go to first as he'll let the run come across. Well, a solid defensive play there by the shortstop, but it's going to tack on one additional run for the Seagulls. It's now a 5-3 lead for them. So a 6-3 putout does still give Chavez the RBI. That was a productive out made. The runner at second is Jake Brewer had the hole on that play. There's Finn Whalen now. He looks at a pitch outside and low. Yeah, but I guess in a situation like that, Beal kind of hesitated. Could have possibly been a double play situation, but I think he just wanted to get the easier route. So Whalen sending a shallow fly ball to right, but it's going to be caught. Running it down out there is Charlie Deckler to end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the seventh. So Seagulls do put one more up on 2 hits as the Legends trying to make some noise with the bats as it's stretch time here in San Mateo. So you're tuning in to Menlo Park Legends Baseball here on the Menlo Park Legends live stream network.
Yeah. I agree.
Plug our social medias one more time for everybody watching at home. Want to follow all things Legends? Check out www.menloparklegends.com for live scores, game schedules, player stats, news articles, and more. That's menloparklegends.com, your home for everything Legends baseball. Follow us on Instagram. Catch all the college action at Legends_collegiate and get a behind-the-scenes look at our legendary youth camp program at Legends Baseball Camps, all one word. And here comes Tucker Beal. He's going to lead off the bottom of the seventh. Legends down by 2 now after the Seagulls put one across in the top half. The Legends kind of running out of at bats. The Seagulls are coming a little bit more hungry, trying to snap 5-game losing streak. Beal hitting it back to the mound, return to Cinder. Lincoln Juarez going to run over to toss it to Waldvogel. As you probably see by how today's game has gone, not a lot of hard-hit balls have taken place or have been seen. And it's kind of how last night went for the Legends in the loss against the Stompers. You know, of course, today them being held to one hit. And last night against the Stompers, they were only held to 2. It's James Bowles having to duck out the way of that first pitch. The 1-0 from Juarez. Gave it a good rip, but fouled it. Excuse me, actually, the Legends only held to 5 hits last night. Pardon me on the correction. But still, we're only able to put 1 run across. They left 9 runners on base. So even though it was traffic, they weren't able to move it over as they were stuck in a deadlock. Both ahead in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Juarez looking at that one outside, goes to 2-2. Both trying to protect here with 2 strikes. Just that one hard on the ground to Marr. Play it to the left and get it over to first in time. Nobody on base, 2 out for Will Anderson. Anderson does have an RBI, but he hasn't been able to reach base so far today. This is him coming off a 2-for-4 performance last night up in Sonoma. That one getting away from the catcher. Chavez having to stand up for there, but Will Anderson just kind of checking up on him. Wano was flied out to shallow left center. Running in for it is Collinger. And it'll be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Lincoln Juarez. So nothing doing for the Legends. Score remains 5-3 going to the 8th.
We overachieved, but man, we gotta get another bat, dude. It's like desperate.
After Matthew Anderson put together some quality innings in relief, Zach Vasquez will be handed the ball to try to keep this a 2-run game as we're here in the top of the 8th, folks, as the Seagulls, who put up a 4 spot back in the 5th and add on 1 in the top of the 7th, trying to pad it on a little bit more the insurance. But Zach Vasquez, the recent graduate from Cienega High School in Arizona, about to get ready to go into his freshman year at Ohlone to be under the tutelage of Nick Sanzeri as the pitching coach, is going to come on to try to keep this game close for the Legends. He is going to see Alan Ramirez, who will lead things off for San Francisco. hard hit ball over to third. Shattuck's fielding it perfectly. And Anderson having to get down on a knee, making the catch at first.
Right fielder number 40, Jackson Landry.
5-3 put out is how we started off the top of the eighth. Jackson Landry is going to step in here. A lot of 0-4s across the board, but guys have been able to reach base, but they've done it painfully, either being hit by a pitch or just having to take a walk. So, like, the batting averages today are getting slashed like a sword if you were playing Mortal Kombat. Landry taking a first pitch strike from Vasquez. Bounced over to third as Mark Caviglia trying to barehand it. It's a hot one. Feeling a little bit embarrassed over there, but it's all right, Coach. Vasquez ahead in the count, 0-2 on Landry. Just needs to put together a clean inning. Of course, with Zach Vasquez, you probably heard him on the mic a few times as he was doing some PA work for us early in the season. It's great to have him up here in the booth, but definitely a fun guy to be around. But with him being the youngest guy on the squad, just recently graduating high school, his Legends teammates have nicknamed him Gerb, which is short for like the Gerber food products that you would feed your kids, if you had a newborn. Oh, 2 swung on and missed by Landry. Strike 3. 2 away. It's Thomas Marr, who has one of the 4 hits recorded for the Seagulls this afternoon. For the Legends after today, they're going to head back up to Sonoma tomorrow to play the Stompers in an afternoon bout. It'll actually be their first afternoon game against them on the road. As we noticed with them playing the night games at Arnold Park, they have that shade that hovers over home plate late in the game. It kind of makes it hard to see the ball, which kind of explains why the Legends have struggled in trying to hit against the Stompers up there. But we're going to see how they favor in an afternoon start. It also should be a little bit more hotter up in the North Bay. But that is a team that the Legends are going to have to stack up some wins against if they want to stay in the playoff picture down the stretch in the CCL. 1-1 missed outside by Vasquez, way outside. For the Seagulls, their schedule also becomes a little bit more hefty as well, as they will have to see the Crawdads twice in the next 2 days, as well as also the Stompers. And they're going to be coming back next Saturday to play the Legends. Actually, well, instead of that game being here in San Mateo, they're going to have that game at home in San Bruno. 3-1 on Marr. 3-1 is hit hard down the left field line as this is going to sail over the bullpen, but go way foul. You can see one of the relief pitchers over there on the bench kind of giving the home run signal when we know that was way left of the foul pole. Count is full, so we're going to see if Vasquez can get the K, put up a 3-up, 3-down inning. Fly ball to right. Degler going to play it well. And Gerb not showing why he's no baby out there, putting together a 3-up, 3-down inning. As he's going to keep it a 2-run game, and the Legends trying to fight back to see if they can tie it up, going to the bottom of the 8th. 5-3, Seagulls lead.
Except it's not this is a pinch hitter. And what's his song? And he's changed it every day.
Deuce Filter will lead off the bottom of the eighth,
Number 20.
as he'll be pitching in the spot of Austin Rabago. He's going to come in and he'll possibly be playing second base as the sides change. The Legends trying to put a dent in this 2-run deficit here in the bottom of the eighth. Lincoln Juarez out for another inning of relief, trying to keep this game and the lead stable for San Francisco. The first pitch ball missed outside. Filter taking that one in. Count goes to 2-0. The Legends, they can come back and win. They'll be back to 500 in CCL play. Filter swinging and missing that pitch from Juarez. But the one thing for the Legends, who went 10-25 last year in the CCL, they've made major improvements as far as racking up close to 10 wins already in league play in just the first month of the season. So big improvement compared to where they were last year, where they finished last year. 3-1 is fouled off by Filter. Oh, now the count goes full. Filter trying to win the duel against Juarez. See if we get a walk or a knock here. Here's the payoff. Swung on a miss. High cheese coming out the hands of Juarez. That one hard down the line, but it's going to roll into the bullpen. Now 0-2. Juarez working well to get ahead of the Legends hitters at the play here. The ball missed high. And the next home game for the Legends will be on Tuesday when they welcome the Stompers back here to CSM Baseball Field. And the Legends are a team that are trying to get one on against the Stompers, as they're 1-5 against them in the season series so far, and they'll be seeing them a lot more over these next few weeks. Shad is continuing to fight hard at the plate, fouling that one off just barely. So Emilio Feliciano waiting on deck. He's got Will Robbins in the hole. One, two sails way over the head of Shaddix. Count 2-2. A featured Stephen F. Austin Lumberjack trying to put one out there, trying to win this AB. He's going to bounce it over to short. Marr playing towards the left. The throw there is just in time, barely. It's a bang-bang play, but it's going to be out number 2. Now here's Emilio Feliciano. Going to step in here.
Left fielder number 0, Emilio Feliciano.
He's reached base twice on base on balls this afternoon. Also popped out to the first baseman in the 6th inning. Swing at the first pitch, and could be another pop out Here comes the third baseman, Brewer, coming in to make the catch just behind the mound. Another 3-up, 3-down inning for Lincoln Warris in relief, as we're now moving to the ninth inning. The Seagulls still maintain the 5-3 lead here in San Mateo. I'll be Gavlin, Gavlin, Collinger, and Brewer due up here, as they'll be 1, 2, and 3 in the Seagulls order here in the top of the ninth, as the Seagulls trying to snap a 5-game losing streak coming into this game, as Zach Vasquez, it's going to be up to him to hold this to a 2-run game going into the bottom of the ninth for the Legends. Here's the first pitch that he'll give to him. It's a ball outside. So words of David Lee, he might be on time for his concert that he's going to later tonight. Let's miss outside for ball 2. Vasquez, who came on and pitched in the 8th inning, put the Seagulls 3-up, 3-down. He's looking to try to do that again. It's a big gap between the shortstop and the second baseman. You see, watching on your screens at home. Here's a pitch missing outside for ball 3. So Vasquez trying to work around the strike zone here, but needs to throw a pitch to keep it in. Gavlin taking all the way. Count goes to 3-1. Everyone just misses low for ball 4. So a leadoff walk here in the top of the ninth. The Seagulls trying to be in the spot where they can accumulate some insurance, with Miles Collinger coming up to the plate now. Now the Legends middle infield coming in to set up for the double play attempts. The bunt popped up in the air, is going to land just foul. Man, that looked very close from our angle. See, Will Anderson, who was holding on at first, trying to keep Gavlin close, came off the bag there. Almost could have had a chance to make a play on that. Vasquez making a close move over there on the pickoff. Not a bad decision by him to do, as he almost had Gavlin napping there. Count still 0-1 at the plate to Collinger. I was going to take off. Ground ball hit over to short. Beal is not going to step on second, but he will throw on the first in time. Oh, Beal showing some awareness. Kind of knew that he wasn't going to get Gavlin as he was running on the pitch there. The hit and run attempt backfires. That's going to bring up the third hitter, Jake Brewer. Jake Brewer is 1 for 2 on the game, but does have an RBI, that coming by way of a base on ball. He also has stolen 2 bases as well on the afternoon. Strike there by Vasquez. For the Legends, who played a 2-hour and 42-minute game last night in Sonoma, they are inching close to that same mile time. Or game time, I should say. It's not like you were on a 2-hour mile. If you did that, you must be an animal. It's fouled off by Brewer. Now the count goes to 0-2. We had to start our game about roughly 15 minutes ahead of schedule. Initially, we had to start for 1 o'clock, but with David Lee's post-game activities, he wanted to get an early start. So we had a 12:51 first pitch. The 0-2 pitch. Gavlin taking off again, but it's going to be fouled off at the plate. So he'll have to go back to second. Vasquez coming out the stretch. A reset for the 0-2 pitch. He's going to take a look at second. A double take. Now he'll deliver. That one's hit foul. So Brewer, he's on time. He's on the pitch there. So he just needs to keep it in play. See Rabago playing close to the bag at second. Gavlin might try to run, and he does. That one's popped up, foul, out of play. You can see Vasquez shaking off the sign there from Robbins on the pitch. The time's going to be called at the plate, though. Vasquez making a move over at second. And give it to Rabago. Vasquez trying to motion home now on this pitch. And he will. Gavlin takes off again. Robbins with the throw down to third. And they're going to put the tag on him. Shattuck's got him. Even with the hard slide from Gavlin. There's 2 away here. Will Robbins, who possesses great defense from behind the plate, able to put a good throw down at third. But still a 1-2 count on Brewer. Now Vasquez still trying to go for the strikeout. to get the Legends back up to the plate, going to the bottom of the ninth. Here comes with the 1-2. That one hits off of one of the poles behind the netting. Brewer trying to stay in the fight. It's 5 foul balls this at bat. But the 6th pitch is a strike 3 swinging. Jake Brewer going down on strikes as the Legends are going to head to the bottom of the ninth. It'll be Robbins, Villa, and Degler due up to try to win the game for the Legends at the plate. 5-3 going to the last chance for the Legends possibly.
Really got no runs against the White Sox. I don't care. That's a major league. That's an MLB team. I don't care. You gotta win these games. The White Sox are.
Oh, the Legends find themselves in a tough spot here, but this is a spot that they have been in before. As we're here in the bottom of the ninth, folks, we've made it, but the Legends are down just 2 runs. It's a 5-3 game as the Seagulls trying to snap a losing streak here, but the Legends trying to get back on the winning track here against a team that they have had their number against this season. There's going to be Robbins, Villa, and Degler to try to get this game going and try to win it if they can, or at least try to tie it. So Will Robbins will step in the box to lead things off. He is 0 for 3 on the game. Lincoln Juarez given the assignment to get the last 3 outs for the Seagulls. He delivers a first pitch strike to Robbins. Juarez has had a solid 2 innings in relief so far. Make that a solid 3. Comes the 1-1. Robbins got jammed there, rolled back to the mound, but tossed over to first. Over to out number 1. Now Villa going to come up here, try to put some speed out there on the base. I see he's reached base twice, but he did it through a walk and reaching on an error. Again, lack of solid contact has been the cause for Legends only being limited to 3 runs. On Villa, showing the bunt there, but pulled it back, but it's still going to be called a strike. He's going to try again with the... He's trying to see the 0-1 pitch come in. Oh, and he sends a drive out to left field, but it looks like it's going to stay in the yard, and it will. Collinger ranging back to make the out. Now Charlie Degler going to be the last hope for the Legends.
Back to the top of the lineup, right fielder number 4, Charlie Degler.
And Villa Looked like he could have gave it a shot to try to make it a one-run game with that swing. Juarez just one out away from getting the Seagulls a win. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, fastball. The one runs high outside. Count goes to 1-1. For the Seagulls, wouldn't really do much for them as they'll go to 5-17. The Legends would drop to 8-10. But they have a tough task going up against the Stoppers tomorrow. There's strike two, hitting the outside corner on Degler, and the Legends now down to their last strike. We know my rule, don't try to be the last out, and Degler's going to have to avoid doing that. Juarez with the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be the ball game. Lincoln Juarez K's Degler to put up another 3-3 down inning as he came in to retire 9 straight in this relief as the Seagulls snap their losing streak. And for the Legends, they'll take this loss and will head up to Sonoma tomorrow. For the Seagulls, they finally get one back against Menlo Park as they have been a team that has been struggling to beat them so far this summer. But they still have a lot of work to do as the Seagulls are still trapped in the basement with a lot of teams trying to keep them there. But this was quite the game that we've had here in San Mateo on this Saturday afternoon, as you saw that we racked up a big number of hit by pitches from both sides, and only a limited number of hits were needed for the Seagulls to get the win. But for the Legends, they were only kept to 1 hit despite the reruns that they put across, but it wasn't enough as the Seagulls finished the game with a score of 5-3 as the final line score goes like this, with the San Francisco scoring 5 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. The Legends scoring 3 runs on 1 hit and no errors. With this loss, the Legends will be going up to Sonoma tomorrow afternoon to try to get one against the Stoppers, and will be coming back here to San Mateo on Tuesday to face the Stoppers again. But as for the Seagulls, they have a pretty tough schedule in front of them going forward, as they'll be seeing the Crawdads twice over the next couple of days. They will be returning back here to San Mateo next Saturday for another bout against the Legends. But that's going to do it for us here at CSM Baseball Field. Final score, Seagulls get the win 5-3 over the Menlo Park Legends, as the next time you'll see us, it will be Tuesday evening when the Legends come back here to play the Sonoma Stoppers. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for joining us on your Saturday afternoon for today's coverage of California Collegiate League Baseball between the Seagulls and the Legends, as we will see you next time on Tuesday for some Tuesday Night Baseball. As this is Philip Hall signing off, saying so long and enjoy the rest of your day from San Mateo. 5-3 Seagulls win.